So with Season 3 coming to an end and the experimental branch for Season 4 getting quite close now, and the developers are showing more and more things about the next season, there are quite a few things that I wanted to get off my chest and sort of rant on and just chat about. So I just wanted to make this quick video talking about some of the leaks. And that's like the first thing. I don't get why they call them leaks. It's clearly not a leak since the devs themselves are the ones leaking it, but you know, whatever. But anyways, yeah, so I'm just gonna package some of these together since the ones that are in the rig, and then we'll move on to the more gameplay focused ones. So the first thing, or one of the first things that we got leaked was the arcade machine. Which I guess is gonna be cool. I would assume it's gonna be something along the lines of Deep Rock Galactic Survivors, which was another DRG kind of game that we got teased quite some time back. But don't quote me on that, because my source isn't that I made it the fuck up, or I guess it is in this case. And then there's also like a beer in the rig, I guess. Cool. Seems like it's only like a vanity beer, not like a buff beer, or so it looked like anyway. But either way, my opinion, it's, you know, I don't mind it, it's whatever. Okay, so onto the more gameplay stuff. This is where it's gonna become a lot more ranty. So, you know, make sure you have one of those donut-shaped ass pillows that you can sit on to ease the butter that's gonna erupt from you. So I'm gonna say slightly negative things about your favorite dwarf mining simulator or whatever. So obviously there's gonna be rocket boots or some sort of pickup. That's like the only pickup we know so far, which is kinda interesting, I guess. We'll see how it plays out, but there's not much else for me to say about that. So the new Stingtail enemy. So they're finally adding in more bug enemies, which is good. And they're actually new enemies, not fucking... Let's take a Praetorian and slap some annoying ass status effects onto it and call it a day. You know. The Stingtail, it seems like it's gonna be another bug enemy that's gonna be able to grab you. I wonder how the grabbing mechanic is gonna work, if it's gonna be the same as a cave leech, where your only way of getting out of it is via a teammate or using heightened senses. And I also wonder if it has any other attacks that's gonna be like, if it's gonna be Grunt Gar with a grabbing mechanic slapped onto it, or, you know, something similar to that. And also like how rare it's gonna be, how it fits in the spawn pool, etc. And then there also seems to be another kind of bug that seems to spit stuff at you. It seems like a acid spitter version 2, but it's like on the ground type deal, which, you know, since a lot of people don't like acid spitters because it's, you know, it's a minor challenge, or a minor threat, I should say. I'm not sure how people are gonna take this one, but this one, it doesn't look that dangerous or that bad as the Stingtail. And the Stingtail, if depending on how the grabbing mechanic works, won't be that bad either. But, you know. And I also forgot to mention that they seem to be adding a Goo Bomber Roblox enemy too, so more fuel to the fire. So onto the Roblox part of the update, because it's, you know, critical corruption. It looks like it's a continuation of the current seasonal content, same as rival escalation, which, you know, not exactly excited for that, and I know plenty of people who feel the same way, but here we are. So it seems like there's gonna be a not different boss enemy this time, gonna I doubt it's gonna be the same as the Caretaker, where it's gonna have its own mission, but I would assume, judging from the artwork that's on screen now, that it's gonna be something along the lines of, on the warnings, the Lithophage outbreak warnings, there's gonna be a chance that the big tyrant weed thingy, the tentacle monster thing, is gonna spawn and you have to like take it down or whatever. And from the looks of it, yeah, we're not escaping the vacuum and the sucky part, so it's like, this is the thing, like, the Lithophage enemies are the least fun enemy type in the game, next to the Nadocytes, because the Nadocytes, they just spawn out of the ground and immediately start shocking you, stunning you, and damaging you, right? But at least they don't just attack you a few times and then you can't move at all. Like, in terms of damaging them, you only have really one option, which is to shoot their blisters, which isn't really that big of a deal, but when you consider the fact that they can just exist near you while you're trying to do that, let's say you're a driller and you like freeze it and then you like try to take it out that way, you're gonna get like 95% of the contagions on you, and then one of the parasites hits you and you're just gonna not be able to move while the other bugs that have already spawned, mind you, and they're just gonna attack you. That's just bad gameplay, in my opinion, and in a lot of other people's opinion. And also, while the robots were really annoying, as much as I hate to say this, I would rather go back to fighting robots than fight this Roblox garbage, because yeah, the robots, they did absurd damage, had oppressor level health, but at least they didn't make you feel like you can't do anything. There were still builds that people like. When you saw the whatever it goes, like rebel presence or whatever, when you saw that on your assignment, speaking of assignments, we'll get to that in a moment. When you saw rebel presence in an assignment, you knew, okay, I have to build for fire, so hyperplan with fire, less or minigun, you know. The scout really didn't have that option at the time, though. It's part 2 of it he did, but for the most part you would just take like something with high damage, etc., right? You could build for it. When you see a Lithophage outbreak, well, you just wait 30 minutes and we hope your assignment gets better, right? It's like, you can't build for Lithophage. And then on top of that, it's in like every second or third mission that I have to do for assignments is a Lithophage. And yeah, they made it a lot better to deal with it, but still, it's still bad. And speaking of assignments, since I just compliment robots, I'm gonna have to say something negative about the robots as well, which is the fact that why are they in assignments now? Like, people didn't like playing the industrial sabotage, and now you're just forcing people to play it. Like, why? Like, the change to assignments to making them more varied was good, but then you ruined that by adding industrial sabotage into it. Like, why? What's the point? I don't get it. Then they also added a breeder, and which seems to be spawning those small parasite-looking things. And knowing Ghost Ship, it's either not gonna be able to be cryoed, or it's gonna take like 4 cryos, since they just nerfed cryos because people weren't using the boomerang enough. So, you know, that's nice. At this point, the only thing that I'm excited, or like somewhat excited for Season 4 is the Zapata update. Because they did confirm that they're gonna be giving the Zapata a buff. But, you know, they didn't really specify, so for all we know it could be like +1 magazine size or something. You know, update 34 style. Great.